Hello everyone, I'm Mike Levin from MikeLevinSEO.com, and now we're up to a next phase of this project where we want to detect row 1 when it goes through that loop. So first thing I want to put gdocs as a condition that's also still going to be looped through here. So it'll do gdocs and local. And then now we're using this doRow function and we're feeding it all rows, and that's all. Now I actually want to feed it the row number that it's at. So let's see, for row key in sorted all rows. So it's the key value in this case that contains the row number. So that's just row key. We'll feed it in as the first parameter, and we'll do the same thing here. And in this case, it's row dex. And we've got to make sure this knows it's getting a row number. And that should be enough to allow it to run without any problems. It's just another parameter being fed, and so long as there's no errors, we will also print the row number. There's actually two things I want to do. Since it's going through a loop here, I just want to print an empty line. Print open close parenthesis, and that should make it very much easier to differentiate between the Google Docs spreadsheet and the CSV. That's good. Now we want to print the row number we're at before the row itself is printed. So we will print row number. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Now that's interesting. We're starting with 1 in one case and we're starting with 0 in the other case. Now I can tell just from looking, the one with 3 rows in it is Google Spreadsheet because it's right here on the screen, and that's starting from a 1. And we're actually trying to capture the concept of row 1. We can see the numeral 1 is next to the param 1 and the name of the functions. So I want to turn the iterating through the CSVs into a 1-based index. That's my first thing here, and that's this upper area. And for row dex comma a row in the reader, we'll just add a little +1 in here. That will always keep that being 1 ahead. Now we take a look again. They should have both a 1-based index at this point. And they don't. For row dex comma a row in enumerate the reader object. And this is definitely the local, which has the 4 rows in it as opposed to the 3. There's a chance it's because the database is still there. Yes, that's all it was. I had to delete the database. That's actually quite interesting. I'll probably have to remember to do that in the future. I actually want this to be a brand new shelf object every time. At least that's what I think. so long as I'm starting out with a CSV file. In the future, it may be wired up differently, but at least right now I have the one based index consistently, and that's what I'm trying to detect now in this do row. I actually don't want it to process it if it's row 1, because that's going to be the job of do funcs. So we're going to do if row num equals, and I'm going to try the numeral 1. Now there's an issue here because of the key versus index issue. So I'm going to say print gotcha, else, and I don't think we need to print the row num anymore, print the row. So the name of the function should actually be disappearing in this case. And we should only see a gotcha in 2 rows and a gotcha in 3 rows. Ah, okay. So it did it for the Google Doc, but not for the Shelva object. Now that is almost certainly because of string types. And so I want to make sure the string types are consistent going into the function. I'm going to make the calling of the function, I'm going to make the consistency at the calling of the function. So it's here where it's local, and it's going in as a string here, and it's going in as an integer down there. Let's see, string versus integer. I think it's going to be easier to just throw str around this one, and then put the double quotes, or not double quotes, but put the quotes around this one. It would work with single quotes or double quotes in Python. So now it should be gotcha twice, once with the 2 rows and once with the 3 rows. There you go. We're catching row number 1. This is the perfect setup now for do funcs. So I can actually, instead of printing gotcha, I can call do funcs on a row and move the gotcha here. Gotcha again. Oh. Yeah. When you do something like that, you have to tell it that the function you're calling supports a parameter. Okay, that's what we want. As expected, here's the gotcha agains, and now row 1 is always being handled special, and that sets us up perfectly for the next step, which is to bring back the interrogation for internal functions. Thanks for joining me. Please share the video and don't forget to subscribe. Talk to you soon.